Have you ever felt guilty for not healing fast enough? Like you're somehow failing at getting better? Well, what if I told you that the intense pressure you feel to heal perfectly is not only a lie, but it's actually one of the most common and misunderstood symptoms of psychological trauma itself. And at Reorigin, we see this every day. People doing their utmost best to heal, but feeling like they're failing because recovery doesn't look like a straight line. What we teach is grounded in neuroscience, so your brain is always changing, and healing is not about perfection. It's about retraining your stress responses, rewiring old patterns, and building compassion for yourself along the way. There's a story that we're all told, a script that we're handed that says healing is a straight line. It's a journey from broken to fixed with clear milestones and a definite graduation date. And so many of us perform our healing. We post the inspiring quotes, we talk about breakthroughs in therapy, and we try our best to project an image of steady and upward progress. But behind the scenes, it's a completely different story, isn't it? There's the guilt that creeps in on a bad day, making you feel like all of your progress has been totally erased. There's the shame that stops you from telling your friends that you're struggling again because you don't want to be a burden. And there's that all or nothing voice that whispers, if you're not actively getting better, you must be getting worse. This pressure for a perfect linear healing journey is exhausting. It makes us feel like we're failing at the one thing that's supposed to make us whole again. But here's the idea that can change everything. What if the pressure to heal perfectly isn't a sign of your commitment, but it's actually a trauma response itself? This isn't about a flaw in your character. It's about a strategy your brain has learned to help you survive. Shifting our perspective this way can help us move from self-blame towards a much deeper, more honest self-understanding. So where does this come from? Well, for many people, perfectionism isn't a personality trait. It's a survival strategy, and often one learned from childhood. If you grew up in an environment where love, approval, or even safety felt conditional, where being good, quiet, or successful was the only way to avoid chaos or criticism, your brain learned a powerful lesson. Being perfect is how you stay safe, and perfectionism then becomes a shield. Trauma, by its very nature, is chaotic and robs us of a sense of control. So in response, we try to control everything we can, including our own healing. This deep need to do it right is often driven by a belief that if we make a mistake, we're going to be judged, abandoned, or hurt all over again. This is precisely why psychological healing is rarely a straight line. It's more like a spiral. You will circle back to old wounds and familiar feelings, but here's the crucial part. You are not going backwards. You're simply revisiting the past with a greater capacity to handle it. Each time that you visit a painful memory, it's not a sign of failure. It's a sign that you're now strong enough to process another layer. Setbacks are not proof that you've undone your work. They're proof that a deeper healing is happening. So what can you actually do? How do you let go of the performance and embrace the messy, imperfect process of real recovery? Well, it's not about fixing the problem. It's starting a new, kinder relationship with yourself. So first is about practicing self-compassion on bad days. The antidote to that harsh inner critic is self-compassion. When you feel like you're slipping, instead of thinking, I can't believe I'm here again, try talking to yourself like you would a good friend. Maybe something like, this is really hard right now, and it's okay to feel this way. Healing isn't linear, and this is just part of it. This isn't letting yourself get off the hook, but it's about giving yourself the support you need to keep going. Second is about celebrating small, imperfect steps. Perfectionism forces our eyes on that huge gap between where we are and where we think we should be. To overcome this, start acknowledging the small wins. Did you get out of bed without it feeling impossible? Did you use a grounding technique during a moment of anxiety? Did you hold a boundary for 5 minutes? And these are not small things. They are huge victories in the quiet war against trauma. And celebrating them rebuilds your motivation and reminds your brain that progress, not perfection, is the goal. And thirdly, allow for good enough healing. Give yourself permission to not have it all figured out. True healing isn't about reaching some flawless state of Zen where you never feel triggered again. It's about building resilience so that when you are triggered, you can navigate it with more awareness and self-kindness. It's about learning to tolerate discomfort and knowing that you can survive a bad day, a bad week, or even a relapse. You're always allowed to be a work in progress. The pressure to be a perfect patient on your healing journey is a lie. It takes the already hard work of recovery and piles on an impossible layer of shame. And true healing is not about perfectionism. It's about persistence, and it's about showing up for yourself with compassion on the good days and, most importantly, the bad days too. You are not broken for being messy. Your healing is not a performance, it's a process, and you are allowed to be in that process. If this video resonated with you, please share one way that you're trying to let go of perfectionism in your own healing journey below. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. And if you're ready to get deeper into brain retraining and break free from the perfectionism stress cycle, check us out at reorigin.com. It's a science-backed program that teaches you how to rewire old neural pathways and create new patterns of calm, resilience, and self-compassion.